Hi, I'm Linda, and this is No Frills ASMR. So I bought this gigantic bag of chocolate candy at Costco. It's like branded Kirkland Signature, but they're all the, it's not like Kirkland brand candies, they're regular. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. That was weird. My microphone just started to move like a ghost. Was doing something to it. So I have two bags. I have chocolate, and then I have the like sweet, what do you call them, like fruit candies. So I think I'll do two separate videos. So this one, I'm going to take these out and just see how many of each type there are, because I'm sure there's machines that could make them perfectly even. But one time I bought a bag of a mix. It wasn't Kirkland's, it was from Rite Aid, I think, but it was a mix. And there was only one peanut M&M in the whole bag. And then there was like 3 of this and 2, like random. I thought, that's weird. You'd think they'd have a way of just putting them in so they're completely even. So I thought I would take a look and see what we have in this bag, just for fun. I forgot to show you guys when I did my Halloween decorations. At least I think I did. I don't know, maybe I should. But my little kitty cat, look how cute. He's in a little pumpkin, and you open it up, and then he sits on your desk and looks at you and says, I don't know about that. Anyway, that's my kitten. And then I have this bowl to put the candy in when we're done counting it. This is an old bowl, I think from the 40s. It's ceramic. But I did do a lead test on it, and it came back negative. So that was good news. Although usually I just keep bananas in there anyway. All right. Oh, I was thinking about a couple of kind of Halloween-y stories. I guess they're Halloween. From when I was a kid. And I won't go into great detail, but at least one of them could be upsetting. So if you're not interested in that, I'll try to also post the sweet video that won't have any of that. Just go over to that one. Because, yeah, I might just tell you a few things that, I don't know, went on when I was a kid on Halloween. Okay, let's see what we have here. And when I say disturbing, I mean like a true crime level disturbing. But I'm not going to go into detail. All right. Ooh, I didn't even know this was in there. This used to be like my favorite candy bar, but as I've gotten older, I find it's just way too sweet for me. All right, 100 grand bar. Am I crazy? Did this used to be called $100,000 bar? 100 grand is 100,000. But it used to be called like $100,000 bar. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I feel like the title's a little different. These look kind of crushed. That's not great. Okay, we got a Reese. Is it Reese's or Reese's? I grew up by saying Reese's peanut butter cup. But I have since heard almost everybody say Reese's. So, I don't know. But I think I usually call it a Reese's peanut butter cup. We've got the old Three Musketeers. Fun size. Too sweet. Too sweet. Okay. What else? There is a Hershey's milk chocolate bar. I won't tell you what I heard about this because, okay, I'm telling you because with this video we're going to say it all. Somebody once told me that this tastes like, whoops, what did they say? Stomach acid? Bile? Something like that. And then they said you'll never be able to eat it the same again. And I don't know that I've even had one since they told me, so I don't know. But they're like, once you know that, it ruins it forever. Now, I have had this like on some more. That's about it. It used to be my son's favorite candy bar. All right, a fun size classic chocolate M&M. I am feeling this container. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 M&Ms in this bag. And look, if I were a parent, I'd probably be like, that bag's been opened. I better eat it. Look, literally, this bag is open. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That bag was open. Now that I think about that, I remember that was something with oh, sorry, I accidentally ate that. If that bugs you, sorry. With the other one I bought, that they were opened. I remember that now. All right, we have Twix. I do like Twix. I like the left better. No, I'm just kidding. There's no difference. Milky Way, which is caramel, nougat, and then chocolate. It's okay. It's not my favorite. We haven't come to my favorite yet. I do love a peanut M&M. And it's good because nobody else in the world really seems to like them. But I love them. Although I'd easily take just a regular M&M with a, salted peanut. But anyway, I do like those. Okay. Ooh, Kit Kat. When I go hiking, for some reason, I don't know why, like on long hikes, I'll bring Kit Kats a lot of the time. They seem to like be, oh, I see an M&M. Look at this. Just rolling around in the bag. This is going to be too much. I need to back my camera up. Oh my gosh. All right. So let's go to my very favorite candy bar right there. Snickers satisfies. I love a Snickers. I love the peanuts. I love the caramel. The nougat layer in a Snickers is superior to the nougat in Three Musketeers or Milky Way. I would eat a candy bar that was just Snickers nougat. It's like saltier or something than the other ones. And when I eat a Snickers, I eat all the chocolate off these sides. So all the chocolate around the sides. And then the chocolate with the peanuts and caramel, I eat off the top. And then I eat the nougat with just a little bit of chocolate last. That's like saved for dessert. So, all right. Let's start sorting these out. We're not going to be able to line them up. It's going to be too many, isn't it? I think it's going to be too many. I'll have to double them up. So, one of the stories I was thinking of, and this one's not scary. I'll save the scary one. Was when I was a kid. I may have told this before, but in the 70s, it was like I think it was actually kind of an urban legend. It was one of those things that happened like once, and then it became a thing that people said happened all the time. It was so dangerous. And that was that people would put pins in the Halloween candy. And I was at school one day, and the girl who in our class was really, I don't want to call a young girl strange, but she was kind of strange. She was kind of a strange chick. And she came in one day with candy. And in the 70s, candy, at least in my family, it wasn't everywhere. Like, it was a special deal to get candy. And I remember we had our desks. You know how the teacher would make you line your desks up, like 4 of you facing each other. And so I was facing her, and she had candy, and she offered it to us. And I couldn't resist, even though I knew she was kind of strange. So I I took the candy and put it in my mouth and bit down, and daggone if there wasn't a stick pin in the candy, and it went into my gum. And I knew that she just put it in there. And so I just kind of turned my head and pulled it out of my gum and kept eating the candy and never reacted, because like I didn't want her to know that I was reacting to it, you know. All right, we're gonna have to put the 100 grand bars over here so you can see them. And then these guys, I don't know which. Start stacking them there. Okay. Yeah, so that was just sort of silly. But it was one of those things like they used to say, go home and your parents have to look over your candy before you're allowed to eat it, you know, which was always a funny excuse for like my dad to look through them and pick out all the ones he wanted. Or my older brother would be like, I'll do it. And then he'd take the good things and say they were tampered with and eat them. Uh-oh. Did I just open that? But I think now the new thing they talk about like that is that people put drugs in the candy and stuff. I mean, obviously don't go to a house that like looks sketchy and you don't know, you know. And if the candy looks like it's opened, throw it away. I don't know. I guess I'm just not a person who worries very much. So, another Halloween. I keep pulling these and they're like ripping daggone it. Am I going to have to eat all the Snickers? Ugh, that would be awful. Yeah, look. I just opened it by accident. Now I'm going to have to eat that. Another Halloween, and this was when I was a little bit older. I was probably 10. I was out with my friend Karen trick-or-treating, and because we were older, you know, we were out by ourselves, and probably out a little bit later than, you know, all the little kids, you know, because you're wanting to get all the candy you can. But I remember we were done trick-or-treating. We trick-or-treated all night, and we would carry pillowcases, because then you could fit a lot more candy than like one of those plastic pumpkins or something. And so we're like stacks on stacks of candy. And these boys pull up, and they were probably teenagers. I mean, I don't really remember. But they get out of the car, and the one kid punched me in the gut like so hard that I fell over. And I wasn't like a wimp or anything. I mean, he really hit me and took my pillowcase full of candy, and they drove off. So I went home, and they didn't get Karen's because I think it was just the one kid who was a jerk, I guess. But she was screaming and yelling and stuff. So we went home, and she was probably, I don't remember, but I'm sure she split her candy with me because she was a good friend. But I went home pretty upset, I guess, and told my sister, who's, 4 school years older than me. So she hadn't been out trick-or-treating, but she would have been in high school probably, I guess. Yeah, I think so. And she was so mad, and she's trying to get me to describe the car, and because she was like ready to go crazy on this person. And I do think it was a white sedan. To this day, I remember that. And these are stuck together. And so she I know she looked around the high school and tried to figure out, I don't know if she did, but she wrote a letter, because back then there was no internet, So she wrote a letter to the editor kind of thing, or whatever you do. I think they used to print letters to the editor, to the Detroit Free Press. And she described my attackers and talked about how awful I was. So the good news about that story is, while I remember the bad part, the part that sticks with me the most is, my sister standing up for me and being really mad about it. Because, when you're that age, you're fighting with your sister all the time. Like my Reese's fell over. She, I was her younger sister, and I'd follow her and her friends around, so generally she wasn't very nice to me, but when the push came to shove. So far we have more Reese's than anything, for sure. All right, so now do you want me to tell you the most? I still don't think I'm going to tell you the whole story because it's pretty dark. But when I was a kid in the 70s, I grew up in a town called Royal Oak, Michigan, which was in Oakland County, Michigan. And there was an active serial killer in our neighborhood. And still, I remember in kindergarten, walking down the block and around by these big row, like a hedgerow of bushes, to my friend Rachel's house, and being terrified of walking there by myself. And I think about that now, and I'm like, what were my parents thinking? But I think it's one of those hindsight is 20/20 kind of things, because the serial killer was known now as the Oakland County child killer. And, this Reese's cup feels kind of small, honestly. And I think probably people would read about it in the newspaper, that something horrible happened to a child, and then kind of think, well, that was terrible, but that wouldn't happen again, and then it happened again, and it happened again, and it happened again. And then it just stopped. And so I guess I could understand how, it's not like you had an online presence that kept it forefront, all the time in your mind. It would happen and then stop. And, my parents worked. They were both, I think my mom was going to law school and my dad was working full time. So, there's only so much you can do. But I do remember going out trick-or-treating at night, and in that area at that time at school, they used to have school, what do you call them when they bring all the kids to the gym? In the auditorium, I can't think of the name. Anyway, whatever. So they made these movies, and I think it was kind of specifically for, at the time there was, there were more serial killers in the 70s. As much as people talk about crime now, there was a lot of trash people in the 70s, doing crazy stuff that got away with it, I think. But they started showing us these movies, and one of them was Red Light, Green Light. And so it would show different types of strangers talking to you, you know, and then it would say, like, it would have a woman who's like, your mom, you know, told me to give you a ride home from school, and then they'd be like, do you know who this person is, and whatever. Then that's a green light. But then they'd have like a guy going, hey kid, I want to show you a puppy, and they'd go, red light, red light, red light. So that was sort of like, you know, as kids you just made a joke out of it. And so like on the way walking home from school, we'd be like looking at everybody in their cars going, red light, green light, red light. It's not very funny. It's actually really terrifying. But I remember being out on Halloween. Oh, you know what the other commercial was, or I mean the other movie they would show us? It was red light, green light, and then Stranger Danger. And on the TV every night, I think it was at 8 o'clock in Detroit, it would come on and it would go ding, ding, ding. It would say, it's 8 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? So there was a lot of like, I mean, it was in your mind. It wasn't, you know, we all knew what was going on kind of, but you pretend like it's not kind of thing. Like, I don't remember anyone directly telling me what was going on, but you'd hear about it. You'd hear about it. And I won't go into details because it's awful. It's really awful. So, but you can look it up if you're into true crime kind of stuff. But yeah, I think my mom would always make, when I was real little, us trick or treat with my brother and his friends and stuff. And she went with me, I think, because I remember being dressed as Cookie Monster one year. She made me. That's the other thing at Halloween. We used to make our own costumes. But anyway, she made me a Cookie Monster costume. And it was basically a blue felt cloth draped over my head. And then she put ping pong balls on the top. And I tell you, every house I went to knew I was Cookie Monster. But I remember her walking. Where'd I put twigs? Oh, here, there's their big pile right here. But then I think as I got a little bit older, she would stay and hand out candy. And we'd go with my brother. He is 6 years older than me, I think. So him and his buddies, you know, would go out with us. And then my sister got old enough that she would go with her friends. And my brother would still have to take me. But he was always very nice about that kind of thing. He never, like, really complained about having to take his little sister everywhere. Which is nice looking back on it, I guess. But I think one of the girls that disappeared, her name was Tina. I think she was in my brother's class. I don't know. I'll have to ask him that. I think I did ask him once, and he didn't remember exactly. I'm sure they didn't tell the kids. Oh, no, it's terrible. Okay. I thought I heard somebody like screaming. I'm like, oh no. But I think it's a dog. Yeah, I don't know. Oh my gosh. This is a whole lot of candy. I don't really think we're going to have this many. And this is just one of the bags. I don't know if I'll have this many trick-or-treaters. We're going to count them all up at the end. I guess I should account for the two that I took out. Maybe. See if I can think of any other Halloween stories. I remember this one house. And this probably happens all the time, but this one house, this kid hid, because where we lived, there were lots of leaves, so he'd rake the leaves and have big piles of leaves. So he hid in a pile of leaves, and I'm walking up with my little pumpkin to go to the door, and he jumped out from the leaves and went, and he was dressed in some scary costume. I think I ran away crying. I was so scared. One year my brother went as the headless horseman, and he had this old wool pea coat, and so he buttoned it so that his head didn't show, but he could see through the top button and the second to top button. That was a pretty cool costume. I'll have to think about the other costumes I dressed up, but I can't remember right now, but for the next video. Okay, so it appears like a glut of Reese's. Not too many Hershey's, not too many Kit Kat, but we will count them up. And let me get my whiteboard here. Let's see. All right, let's do M&M first so I can get them out of my way. M and M regular. Let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, let's do Milky Way. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Milky Way. And then we'll do Hershey. Now let's get the Snickers out of the way. I feel like I can't count the ones that were kind of ripped open because I wouldn't give those away, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, left them out because I want to see how many are left and right twigs. I don't know why. It's so silly. It might be kind of funny if they actually made them different. Right, left, left. See, it says right there, left, and then left. Have you seen the commercial? They go, is right twigs or left twigs better? Right. Right. If these are exactly even, I'm going to be like, what? Left. Left. Right. Left. Right. Right. Left. Left. Oh, way more left. Right. 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 Okay. Left. Left. Right. 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 Hold on. We have one extra left. Wow, it's pretty even. Huh. How about that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 28, 29. Yep. All right. You guys, I'm not going to be able to. My bowl is full already. Oh boy. Okay. We'll do 100 grand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those smell pretty good. One of them must be partially open because I can smell them. All right, a classic Hershey. Hershey's, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 Hershey's. A Kit Kat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Kit Kat. 3 Musketeers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. They're not fitting. Okay. Now, the classic Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Here we go. So, definitely, I can't put another thing in my bowl. So, these will have to go somewhere else. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 Reese's. 34. So we had 34 was the most with the Reese's, and Kit Kat we only had 4. That's a pretty big difference, Kirkland. We had 13 regular M&M, 11 Milky Way, 29, actually 30 Snickers. I took one out. 9 M&M Peanut, 29 Twix, 100 Grand, 9, 7 Hershey, 4 Kit Kat, 15 Three Musketeers, and 34 Reese's.